Big Orruk Reveal. Let's check it out. Everyone's excited. Everyone's having a good time. Happy Friday. Thanks to all my patrons for making all this possible. Just kidding, I would do it anyway. But big shout out to my big Kill Boss patrons, my brutes, or whatever I call it. I can't remember what I call them. Thanks to Iberian, for provide. It's a Friday afternoon, guys. I'm pretty beat from the week. Iberian for all of the channel art. Big fan. And Baron of Dice, save yourself 5% off your order with code MDG. If you'd like to support the channel more, please check out Patreon. That is the best way to support the channel. I need money to buy all these new minis, guys. Come on. Oops, that's not the right thing. I think it just ends, right? Okay, so let's pause the music and let's see what we got here. So we've already seen the Hobr SL boss, so that's not news. Alright, yep. I mean, he looks good for a Hobr, not overly excited. That's different. These must be manifestations. Faction train manifestations. Okay, I know what a Mega Boss is. Magical manifestations. Okay. So, obviously, we have the Foot of Gork. So, what is this thing gonna, like, teleport somewhere on the battlefield and just stomp things into the earth? Sure. We got like a floaty head guy. I don't know what, if this is even one or if that's just terrain in the back. And then it looks like we have like a Cruel Boy swamp of some kind. How is that going to work? Let's keep watching. Oop, Ironjaw Spearhead. I'm not that interested in Spearhead though, to be honest. Okay, find out more. Alright, let's get our chat here back. Manifestations are cool, but only if they actually compete with the existing ones anyone can take. Well, they've really boxed themselves into a corner, I feel, with manifestations. If they want every faction to have a manifestation lore, right? If that's what the goal is, that every single one has a manifestation lore, how is that going to work? Where it's like you have your own, and then they also have like other, you know, like every faction has one, but there's universal ones. So it's like the ones that take the universal ones, theirs suck. And then the ones that take their own, they have strong manifestations. Yeah. Okay, so let's check it out. So it's a book, I guess. We should probably read it. 2 factions. Oh, wait. We should start at the beginning. Though the balance of power in the mortal realms have shifted back to the chaos, the bull-headed forces of destruction simply see opportunity, with more war breaking out. There are more chances to get stuck into a proper good fight. The ground rumbles with the air. Sorry, the ground rumbles and the air is thick with pugnacious energy as the Orc war clans return to the Wa. 2 factions, the Ironjaws and the Cruel Boys, are hoofing it into the new edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar with the pages Battle Tome, Orc War Clans, the Big Wa. So that's why people are... The Big Wa returns as an army of renown. That's exactly what I said. I said it. I said it like a month ago. I said that we're going to get it now. Big Wa is going to be an army of renown, and it's going to suck. It's not going to be good. Armies of renown are not good. They're generally worse than the regular armies, and that's okay. It's totally fine. It's more for casual players, right, who aren't into competitive stuff, who want more interesting ways of playing the army. So having an army of renown where you can mix Cruel Boys and Ironjaws is totally legit. I bet you it has a handful of rules that are all bad. Like Ironjaws. I bet you it's better than Ironjaws, though. The Big Wa returns as an army of renown, so you can once more combine furtive and fighty. And there are new Path to Glory rules, don't care. Regiments of renown, sure. And an Anvil of Apotheosis. An Anvil of Apotheosis and more. What? What does the Anvil of Apotheosis have to do with anything? Orc War Clans. I don't understand. An Anvil of Apotheosis? Okay. The Ironjaws were recently reinforced by brutish orcs in pig iron armor and actual pigs. So this time around, there's a new miniature for the Cruel Boys, the Hobr SL boss, which nobody cares about. Nobody cares about this model. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but all over Reddit is just a whole bunch of people showing all of the different ways that they've already made proxies for this guy. Basically just taking Hobgrots out of the box and, you know, just adding on extra decor and decal and swords and weapons and putting them up higher. Like, people are not better without the hat. I think so too. But like, people are not going to be buying this model. This is not going to be a popularly sold model. I'm definitely buying one, but I'm an idiot. So, there's that. Laden with trinkets, trophies, and weapons, the Hobr SL boss is a veteran swindler who leads his mercenary companions, with a K, into battle for riches. They ply their trade on behalf of many factions, from beleaguered Sigmarite settlers to struggling Dark Oath tribes, who eventually come a croppa. What? From the favors they find themselves owing. Greedy and materialistic to a fault, the Sled Boss is also happy to lend a helpful hand to the sneaky cruel boys for a price, of course. I wish that they were just greenskins, and that Hobgrots were just, like, on that spectrum of greenskin. What's more, orcs have begun to raise edifices featuring their own glowering visages, namely the Boss Rock Tower and Skragot Totem. Boss Rock Tower and Scaregob Totem. Okay, so this looks very Iron Jaws-y, right? Really, that's the jump? It looks like it's very like this is obviously Iron Jaws themed, and this is like weird magic themed, and there's tusks. For some reason, orcs don't have tusks. Orcs don't have tusks. They have these jutting bottom teeth, but no tusks. So I'm not sure why they are there. Yeah, okay. Really disappointed it's not a rogue idol. Not gonna lie. Boss Rock Tower are cobbled together by the Iron Jaws in places filled with Wa energy to mark their territory. Nope, rogue idols are that. Or what they believe will very soon be their territory, and to provide a convenient place for weird knobs and war chanters to perch as they conduct the power of Gork. Yeah. I don't know. Here's another one. Obviously, this one looks cruel boysy. It's got a broken tusk and bone, right? Bone and wood, and here we got iron and whatever, right? Iron and rock. Scaregob totems are lodestones that channel the cunning energy of Mork, raised on stilts to loom above the fetid swamps. These structures strike fear into any who glimpse their glimmering leer out through the fog. They emit a constant jabbering stream of invective, which only becomes more vicious when a sharp-tongued kill boss takes up his post. Then there is a fresh crop of Orc manifestations. Okay, so just to linger on these things a little bit longer. Well, maybe I'll make one out of one of those printed rogues. Well, I have a printed rogue idol that I use as a Kron Spine. Without his legs, so it's thematic and it cannot move. Well, from what I can't like name my source here, but I do remember previously, at least I think I remember previously in some reading somewhere that they said that some faction terrain is going to be able to punch you back. It's going to be able to take the fight action. So when I heard that, I thought to myself, well, it's definitely going to be orcs. Orcs are definitely going to have a manifestation that can move and that punches. And I just thought to myself, like, well, Rogue Idol. It moves 4 inches a turn in the hero phase, let's say, and then it just punches you. Or, you know, like it just fights. Like, that would be awesome. But I don't really know, like the Gnarlmaw, yeah. But I don't really know, like, this doesn't feel very Iron Jaws-y, where it's like, oh, we're about to have a fight, everybody, so let's build a tower. It's like, that's not their style. They're running into the fight, you know? It's not like something that they summoned, you know? And it's kind of lame that it's one kit. Like, it's definitely going to be one kit, right? But you're not going to... There's no way you can make both of these out of one kit. Right, that's not... Maybe they will. No, because if you look, it's like the bone and the three legs of wood are the same. So it's going to be one of those kits where it gives you, like, some options, but you can't make both. So... yeah, 2 builds, 1 kit. So I guess it's for like magnetizing, right? Like the wood. So it's going to be this piece, like this yellow piece is going to be different. It looks like maybe the Cruel Boys one, the rock at the back is the same, and then the Kruleboyz just stick this extra piece on the front. It's gonna be maybe this has got 2 nails in it, and this one's broken. So it looks like they're gonna be like some pieces the same. So I mean, with magnetization, you could swap this back and forth pretty easily. Like I play both of these armies, right? So for me, it's like I'll build the Kruleboyz one because that's my main my main army. But overall, it's kind of like whatever, I guess. Okay, Orc Manifestation. So here's a better photo of them. And again, it's weird. Yeah. The Ironjawz yellow might just slot over the teeth. Well, not from... maybe. So from this angle, I can see that it's like a bunch of teeth and then the Ironjawz on the front. And then from this angle, yeah, you're right. It's just a bunch of teeth. So it's like the Ironjawz thing slaps on the top and the Kruleboyz thing slaps on the top. So that's actually really easy for magnetization, right? It's like you either slap on the Kruleboyz one or you slap on the Ironjawz one. And that'll just make one or the other. So that's fine. But for manifestation, like it's weird that we're one book because we have to share things like this. And if I look at these manifestations, I just think that they look like they are Kruleboyz. Right, like these look more swampy to me, and like this one, right? Obviously, this manifestation is a Kruleboyz manifestation. Look at it. So how is this going to be summonable for both factions? This looks like a Weird Knob Shaman, right? This one here on the right. So this is, you know, fine to be something for Ironjawz, but it's weird. The Gork Rora races around, spewing mania-inducing smoke and screaming so loud that nearby heads explode. Okay, Gork Rora. That must be this thing. This thing's screaming so loud. Yeah, War Chanter. This thing definitely looks exactly like a War Chanter. Right? Like it's the way the smoke is curled up and it's thick and it's sort of puffy. Like it's very much a War Chanter. So Gork Rora races around, so hopefully a fast movement speed, spewing mania-induced smoke and screaming so loud that nearby heads explode. So just damage in an AoE if you're, you know, pick up to 3 units that are wholly within 6 inches of this unit, right? The infamous Foot of Gork is a glowing green trotter that has flattened many a self-satisfied hero. Okay, so anti-hero across the ages in Warhammer. Finally, inspired by the marsh foaming spit knocked out of Gorka Morka's gob in his brawls during the Age of Myth, the Mork Spit Marsh is a bubbling sump that confounds and consumes those who stray too near. So this thing probably doesn't move, but will, you know, deal damage if you get too close to it. And then is this supposed to be a manifestation? Oh no, is this the other foot? Oh, okay. If this is the other foot and this is like a pair, it'll be like you walk them forward, right? Like you march them forward. So it's like one stays stationary and the other one moves and gets stomped in, depending on how big it is, probably. Gork's feeties. But like, again, it's just so weird. It's going to be weird for Ironjawz to cast this manifestation, this swampy manifestation. Like, why would they? Why would they cast this manifestation? When it passes over, it deals damage. Well, it doesn't make sense if that's the case because it's not dragging, it's stomping. So it's like you set it up and then those, you know, pick some units within 1 inch or whatever and roll some impact mortals, something like that. Like maybe. I think it's more like it does damage where it ends its move, right? It stomps. But we'll see. Ethereal energies are great, and orcs will reluctantly admit they are happy to see their foes beaten into submission by glowing green magic, but they would much rather be using their own fists to smash folks. Handedly, the Ironjawz Spearhead provides a new avenue for raw aggression. So this Spearhead looks slow, very, very slow. What I see is I see a unit of Ardboys. I see 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Ardboys, Ragers, Brutes, and a Mega Boss. So this is a 1 hero. I guess, are they all 1 hero? I don't know, but it's a 1 hero. I've never played a game of Spearhead. So, because it just doesn't really interest me all that much. I'm sure it's super fun, and if everyone's having fun with it, I'm really glad they are. And it's a great way of getting into Age of Sigmar. Like, it's a great idea, but like I'm already super into Age of Sigmar, so going to Spearhead seems odd to me. If I don't have time to play an AOS game, I'd rather play something different, you know, altogether, generally. I'm like a one game kind of guy. You know, anyway, ramble. So, that's fine. Kind of a boring Spearhead box, not gonna lie. I guess a big pig can't really go on the table. Gruntas probably could. They're probably not too big, but not, I don't know, whatever. Sure, fine. They have an iron, there is now an Iron Jaw Spearhead. Okay, and I don't need the rest of that. So I don't know, like, I feel like I have some mixed feelings right now. I feel kind of like, on one hand, I'm happy that I have some new Orruk Reveals. I'm happy that I get to try some new rules and some new stuff. I'm happy that there is a piece of faction train, because I guess theoretically I like that they just got stronger. If nothing changed, if they stayed exactly as they are right now, if it was exactly the same, they got stronger because now there's new options. So it's like we now get a piece of faction train to put on the table, right? This now gets to hit the table. So it's like one additional thing that we have that we can use. I don't know what it's going to do. Strike fear into any who glimpse their... So it's like it has a debuff aura. And then if a kill boss is on it, it buffs the aura. So you play it aggressively. Oh yeah, take terrain over Hobgrots? Yeah, no kidding. And for the Iron Jaws one, it looks like you plant a War Chanter or a weird knob on it, and it gives them +1. Or something like that. Well, because it says here, a convenient place for weird knobs and War Chanters to perch as they conduct the power of Gork. So you're going to stick a weird knob or a War Chanter there, and then this thing is going to give it some kind of bonus. It does look definitely like weird, like in that... You know, so sure. I think for if they wanted to do manifestations in this way and they wanted to have one manifestation lore that would fit for both, I think it would have been smarter to make very much like there's 2 Gork and 2 Mork manifestations. Oh, a save stack or attack. Yeah, something like that. My guess is an aura, like a 16-inch, you know, something like that. Or maybe it, yeah, I don't know. Oh, we'll see. Can't wait to look at some more scrolls here for sure. But yeah, like 2 Gork and 2 Mork manifestations. But here it's like one like that's sort of neutral, and then one that's very much Iron Jaws and one that's very much Cruel Boys. So it's going to be weird, like I said, being an Iron Jaws player casting this. Like, it's literally a scare shield. Right? So, I don't know. Mixed review. Womp womp. Well, we'll see. If the rules are fun and interesting, I'm in. Right? Just looking at the models, just like the models look fine. Like, they look consistent with what I would expect at this point from Games Workshop for the Orc War Clans. So they look fine. Really disappointed it's not a rogue idol, though. Really disappointed it's not a rogue idol. But we'll have a look at some more scrolls when they come out, and I'm sure that we will make a go of it. So, if you haven't already, and if you're still listening, what's the matter with you? Like, subscribe. Wow.